Pitch on the way. Fly ball to right field. Acuna going back. Acuna is there. He's got it! And the Braves have swept the Mets and dealt them a devastating defeat. You come at the Kings, you better not miss. They came into Atlanta, Georgia, and the Braves took them down 3 times. And the Magic...
Hurts, don't it, Mets fans? Yeah, I know it. You know, I'd say I feel sorry for you, but I just don't, man. Y'all talk the most shit all year long, and it led to that. That is what you were worth? That is it? Boy, let me tell you something. Last night, by the way, welcome back. We're chopping it up today. Sorry for the wait. Honestly, we were down there in the chop house. I was at the top of the chop all night long last night. The electric atmosphere, it was just incredible. I was pumping everybody up. Everyone else is pumping everybody up. We're high-fiving and getting it going. Let's go, Charlie. Let's go, Dylan Lee. Let's go, AJ Minter, Rossell Iglesias, Kenley. I mean, all them boys just showed up last night, and they showed up all freaking series long. The bullpen, the night shift. Hello. Them boys really showed out, man. Really showed out. Bit of a short performance from Charlie Morton last night. It's okay. Honestly, that was really sweet for the Braves. It was really, really sweet. And it's got to be devastating for the Mets, obviously. And but we move, because guess what? Job's still not done. Job is still not done. About to pull up my Tomahawk Chop. Yes, sir. It's your boy Chan, once again back with the Choppin' It Up podcast. Had to settle myself down a little bit there. But, boy, we were all pumped up last night, and we are definitely pumped up going into this next series. 3 games with the Marlins. How about it? We need 1 W, or we need 1 Mets loss. Let's just go ahead and get that W tonight. Why not, right? I mean, it makes a lot more sense. I believe we have Bryce Elder going on the bump for us this evening. Let's take a look at the preview. Yes, Bryce Elder, 2-3 this year, 2.76 ERA, 42 Ks. Not bad. His last couple of spot starts have been really effective, and he's matched up against Jesus Luzardo for the Marlins. This is an intriguing series for the Braves, because the Marlins have been playing spoiler for a while now. We saw them take, what was it? I think they took 2 games from the Mets, and then they went into Milwaukee this weekend and pretty much destroyed the Brewers' hopes of playoffs, which is pretty impressive for them. I mean, we all know that the Marlins have a really, really good pitching staff. Their offense hasn't found a way to really put it together yet on a consistent level. But Jesus Luzardo's had a rather, I'd say mediocre season, but I mean, a 3.53 ERA just isn't that bad. I mean, 108 Ks, 3-7 this year. So, I mean, he's definitely had his struggles, but I've seen him make some really good starts. And I think he's had a couple of good starts against the Braves this year, so we'll see how that goes. But like I said, I think it's 6:40 tonight. Braves and Marlins, Lone Depot Park, Miami, Florida. Braves have a chance to clinch. The magic number is 1. Again, that is 1 Braves win or 1 Mets loss will lock up another NL East division title for the Braves. And boy, this has been a sweaty one, I got to tell you. In all seriousness, I have to give props to that Mets team. They definitely have a approach to baseball that is non-plus in the statistical, like, an analytical era that we live in. Everyone wants to hit home runs. Everyone wants to slug. And, that's obviously a very huge and important and exciting part of the game. But the Mets really just grind you out, man. I can't tell you how many times last night I see it on TV, but it's different in person, man. When you go up there and you see how they approach at the plate, it is so annoying. I could never pitch to a team like the Mets, man. I mean annoying in almost kind of a complimentary way. But I mean, it seemed like every at bat was 8, 9, 10 pitches, especially to guys like Nemo. All right, first of all, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Fuck Brandon Nemo. Fuck Jeff McNeil. And fuck Luis Guillorme, too. Everybody else on the Mets, I can pretty much get with you. But them three guys, they just certified Braves killers, man. I don't want to see y'all. I hope you never play against us again. I hope you go to the AL West or something. Go away. So yeah, let's. I want to deep dive into this Braves Mets series because it really was a barn burner, and the Braves, to me, came out and absolutely proved that they are the better team. And I also think that they proved that they are the better coached team and better managed team as well. Because let's start with Friday night. Originally, Chris Bassett was supposed to start Friday night, which would have had him going up against Max Fried. Now, maybe you have a disadvantage in that game, but Bassett is still your number 3 guy, and you switched it to make it DeGrom versus Fried. Now you got virtually an even pitching matchup. We'll say DeGrom has the edge. I mean, of course, why not? He's got one of the sickest. I mean, he's inhuman when he's on. But the Braves come out and touch him for 3 homers. Now, only one of those was a multi-run homer, but even so, Jacob deGrom comes out there, gives up 4, and then we're into the Mets bullpen just like that. And then, of course, Kenley Jansen has to give me a freaking heart attack. We're up 5-2. He's like, I think I'll just go ahead and load the bases. Why not? I mean, they ain't doing nothing else with the bases anyway. But somehow he does strike out the side. He strikes out 3 guys. Braves win game 1 on Friday, 5-2. Pretty handy win. Now you're thinking, if you're a Mets fan, you're probably thinking, well, that's fine. We still can win the series. We really only need to get 1 if we're being real about it, but we can still win the series, and we have Scherzer going tomorrow. So Saturday night is Scherzer versus Kyle Wright, and it is as advertised. Both pitchers had their stuff. Max Scherzer is just barely 1 pitch away, probably from winning that game. But let me tell you something about James Dansby Swanson. Hello, Lieutenant Dans delivers a 2-run shot, put us up 3-2, and then from there we get another insurance run, and Kenley comes out and strikes out the side. No base runners. I thought that was illegal. for Kenley Jansen to not allow a base runner. Boy, let me tell you. So, at this point, again, if you're a Mets fan, you're thinking, all right, this is an absolute must-win game. So, I mean, obviously, this all culminates to yesterday's game on Sunday when it's really for most of the marbles, as one of these Atlanta sports pages had put in their article. I think it was atlsportstalk.com. It's for most of the marbles, and I guarantee you all those marbles are now on the Braves side. Because you got to think, the way that the MLB's new playoff format is, with the tiebreaker and the wild card round and the seeding, this might have been the biggest regular season game played by anybody in 10 plus years. Because when you think of the stakes, and you think of the pride that both of these fan bases have, and you think of what truly is on the line in terms of seeding. So, I mean, breaking it down, I mean, some of you probably don't need to know this, but I'm just going to break it down by perspective of myself and how huge the difference between the 2 seed and the 4 seed are. The 2 seed is just, I mean, it's a cakewalk compared to the 4 seed, because you get the first round bye. Yeah, whatever. I mean, you get a first round bye, you get a little rest. There's the whole rest or rust thing going on. That's always a discussion. But in this sense, you absolutely want this rest, because the 4 seed, which is what the Mets will probably end up with now, you get to have the wild card series in your home ballpark, which is a plus. But you're playing against the Padres. Padres have a great pitching staff. And really, you're going to burn 2 of your best guys. Probably. I mean, in all seriousness, you're probably going to burn 2 of your best guys. And if you do somehow sweep the Padres, you got to go out to LA. You got to go face the Dodgers in a 5-game series. I would never want to play the Dodgers in a 5-game series. It's hard enough to beat them in a 7-game series. I can't imagine Chavez Ravine being lit up on the first 2 games, and you're out there out west, and you go back home 2-0. That sounds like a nightmare waiting to happen. And probably on a bullpen game, too. No, I would absolutely be kicking myself if I were a Mets fan right now. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I mean, that's just the way the cards fall sometimes. I mean, like I said, the Mets are a great team, but I've been saying it all year, and I will continue to say it. The Braves are a better team. They're better. And nobody wanted to believe me. No Mets fan wanted to believe me. And you know, I talked with other NL East Division rival fans. You know, the Phillies thought we were better than them, and the one Marlins fan I know in my life thought we were better. I mean, it's really apples to oranges, but moving forward, after we lock up that series, it was just, like I said, an amazing atmosphere at Truist Park. We were definitely the 10th man out there. So a couple of obvious shout-outs for the Braves in that series. Big shout-out to the night shift, AJ Minter, Rysel Iglesias, Kenley Jansen, Dylan Lee, Jesse Chavez getting in on the action. All them boys absolutely shoved. I think they only gave up 1 earned run all series. Sheesh! Oh, boy. And of course, it comes down to these 2 gentlemen at the plate. It really stepped up. They homered in all 3 games. They both hit mammo homers multiple times. But it's Matt Olson and Dansby Swanson. Matt Olson and Dansby Swanson literally carried the Braves lineup. Other people weren't really getting it done in the situations that we needed at the time. But Braves were very patient at the plate, really waited for their pitch, and the ball was just sailing out of Truist Park. You could see the flight path of the ball. Like, in that cold October air, there's just nothing like that ball flight path. It just hangs up, and it's like, oh, that's gone, baby. And it was indeed gone. So, look. We get this done. Let's say we get this done tonight. Braves, Bryce Elder beats the Marlins, right? You get this done tonight. You have your little celebration. I mean, it's a division title. You worked hard for it. You should definitely probably have a little bit of a celebration. This is probably the most gritty division title race I've ever seen in my adult life. I mean, I don't know what those earlier NL East teams were like before, like 2004, but this was, I knew it was going to come down. Probably 2 months ago, I definitely said I know it's going to come down to that last series with the Mets in Atlanta, and by God, it did, and we showed out on them boys. Yep, Dansby Swanson owns your franchise. Get swept. All right, I'm done trolling Mets fans for now. So, Braves get it done tonight. Probably get some much-needed rest for several key starters the next 2 games. Be content with probably your 101-win squad. 100 games won for the Braves. How about that? Hadn't happened in a while, especially because they started the season 23-27. I think that's also a record book standing. Through the first 50 games, they had one of the worst records that a 100-win team had ever had. So to play on the pace that they did after 50 games is insanity. And I know that's probably what Mets fans and really probably the rest of the MLB are thinking. I mean, if you're a Dodger fan, let me ask you something. Are you afraid of us? Are you man enough to admit that you're afraid? Because we're hot, and we are scolding hot, and we put it together all season, and I know y'all did too. With respect to that, but you know how we did you last year, and we're better. You could definitely say you're better too. Both teams got better. You added Freddie Freeman. Good job, bastards. But are you scared? You should be scared. Because we're coming, baby! Please don't let the Mets beat y'all in the DS. Please don't let the Mets beat y'all in the DS, because most people will get hurt if there is a best of 7 series between New York and Atlanta. Oh boy. Because there wasn't much animosity going on last night between Mets and Braves fans at the ballpark, but I know it could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse. Mostly because I think Mets fans were quiet at the ballpark last night because they knew what was in the air. They knew it was coming. They knew what you had coming to it. It's like Ben Ingram said. Ben Ingram on the radio call, Atlanta Braves Radio Network. If you come at the Kings, you better not miss. And I love the energy from Acuna on the catch. He's really fired up, and you know he's like part of the heart and soul of this team moving forward. Let's talk a little bit about the NLDS. How about it? Looks like we're going to be, barring any terrible sweeps from the Marlins, looks like we're going to be facing either the Cardinals or the Phillies in the DS, which is pretty cool. I hope it's the Phillies, because I don't want the Cardinals to bring their playoff devil magic and Albert Pujols into Atlanta. Albert Pujols has had such a resurgency in his career since he went back to St. Louis. Hit 7-0. He's at 702 now. Dude's a freaking monster. That was great. Oh, wait. Oh, well, gotta stop the podcast. Aaron Judge is about to hit 62. No, I'm just kidding. We're not cutting away. But we are chopping away, and we're chopping it up. I'm glad you guys listened. I know it's been a long hiatus. And I really appreciate it if you give a listen today. I'm really on the up and up. This is definitely an up day for your boy. Braves are looking good. Not a single Atlanta team lost this weekend. I said last night, listen, if the Falcons can win on Sunday, this should be a breeze for the Braves. Shout out Falcons, actually holding a fourth quarter lead. That is insane-o. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get this thing going. Once again, Chandler Wilkerson, Chopping It Up podcast. We'll see y'all hopefully next week.